This is the breathing mechanism that we are going to look at in terms of your antagonistic muscles. Okay, so you can see that when during inhalation and exhalation, they are just in opposite movements. Okay, so we will look at inhalation first. So in inhalation, the whole point of inhalation is that you need a concentration gradient difference, okay, or pressure concentration difference. So the atmospheric pressure outside here has to be greater than the atmospheric pressure in the lungs, and therefore the air will flow into the lungs. So in order to enable the pressure in the lung regions or the thoracic cavity to be more correct, to be greater, okay, we need the volume inside to be larger. Okay, so when the volume increases inside the thoracic cavity, pressure will decrease. Okay, so when there is an increase in volume, there will be a decrease in pressure. So what happens when I have got a decrease in pressure? So therefore my atmospheric pressure or the surrounding pressure will be greater than the thoracic cavity. Okay, so when that happens, then air from the atmosphere will flow in, resulting in what is known as inhalation. Okay, so how do we get the thoracic cavity volume to be larger is due to all these here. Okay, so looking at it one by one, you have got the diaphragm muscles that will contract. So when it contracts, it will get pulled down. Okay, at the same time, remember you have got two sets of your intercostal muscles. Your external intercostal muscles will contract and your internal intercostal muscles will relax. Okay, so these work antagonistically. So when they work in opposite direction, this will result in the rib cage here, okay, which will then go upwards. So you have got the diaphragm that is being pulled down and the rib cage which goes upwards, and therefore the overall volume inside the thoracic cavity will be decreased. So when the volume is decreased, the atmospheric air is able to enter into the lungs. Okay, now in exhalation is the opposite. So you have got relaxation of the diaphragm muscles. Okay, both external and internal intercostal muscles will work opposite direction again. So in inhalation, the external one contract. So during exhalation, the external one will relax. Okay, so you can see that you just have to memorize one of the muscle groups. So if let's say you do it in inhalation, the external one contract, EC. Okay, so inhalation, the external one contract, which means everything is in opposite. So you don't actually have to memorize all the 4 different things. Just choose one to remember, and the rest will be in opposite. Personally, I remember external and contract during inhalation. So EC, executive condominium, up to you all which one you want to remember. So everything else I know it will be opposite. If EC, this one here, it means this one is relaxed. And if this is relaxed, it means the internal one is contract. So likewise, if EC here, the internal one will relax. Okay, so back to here, the rib cage will be in opposite direction. So all this results in the decrease in the volume, so therefore increase in air pressure. So the pressure inside the thoracic cavity increases, therefore air will move up. So moving down, these are just experiments to show how your breathing mechanism works. Okay, not really tested. This one you might have done it in school itself. Okay, the next part that we'll be looking at for respiration is the part on your gaseous exchange in the lungs and the terminologies involved in it. So that will be part 3 of respiration. Thank you for listening.